Hello, today we'll be going over Greater Than. Greater Than is a two-player card game all about having a number bigger than your opponent. Greater Than is a great game to play in class to help students practice integer addition and multiplication, get introduced or practice work with inequalities, think about probability, and build problem-solving skills. In order to play this game, you will need one standard deck of cards, minus the jokers. You will also need a paper to keep score, and writing utensils. There is an optional handout with instructions and a place to keep score linked in the description below. The objective of Greater Than is to end up with the biggest number after 4 rounds. Before we begin playing, let's go over the values of each card and how we will be keeping score. Black cards are positive and red cards are negative. All face cards are 10 and aces are 11. Diamonds and clubs multiply, whereas hearts and spades add. It could be helpful to write this down when playing or use the handout in order to remember. To start, the dealer shuffles the deck and deals 4 cards to each person. Once players receive their cards, they will decide which card they want to choose as their starting value. Then both players will flip their card over to reveal at the same time. If players pick the same starting value, it's a tie. Reshuffle and play again. Finally, write down whose number is greater using either the greater than or less than sign. Player 1 chose a 7 of clubs and player 2 chose the queen of diamonds. Player 1 chose their card because it was the highest card in their hand. Meanwhile, player 2 chose a negative number to start because they knew they would have to multiply by a negative number at some point during the game due to having 2 diamond cards in their hand. In this example, player 1 would have the bigger number since 7 is greater than negative 10. To begin round 1, non-dealer plays one of their remaining 3 cards and then performs the associated operation on both players' starting values. Then write down whose number is greater using either the greater than or less than sign. Player 1 played a 5 of clubs, so both players multiply their starting value by 5. Player 1 decided to play this card because it was the only card in their hand that would make their current number even bigger and player 2's number even smaller. Player 1 has 35 and player 2 has negative 50. Player 1 has the bigger number since 35 is greater than negative 50. Round 2, dealer plays one of their remaining 3 cards and then performs the associated operation on both players' value. Then write down whose number is greater using either the greater than or less than sign. Player 2 played a 2 of diamonds so that they could multiply their negative number by another negative to get a positive number. Now player 1 has negative 50 and player 2 has 100. Player 2 has the bigger number now since negative 50 is less than 100. As we can see, playing a diamond card is a good strategy if your number is smaller. Round 3, non-dealer plays one of their remaining 2 cards and then performs the associated operation on both players' value. Now write down whose number is greater using either the greater than or less than sign. Player 1 plays a 6 of diamonds, so both players multiply their number by negative 6. Player 1 played this card in order to turn their number positive and player 2's number negative again. Player 1 has 300 and player 2 has negative 600. Player 1 now has the biggest number since 300 is greater than negative 600. Round 4, the final round, dealer plays one of their remaining 2 cards and then performs the associated operation on both players' value. Finally, write down whose number is greater using either the greater than or less than sign. Player 2 plays a 4 of hearts, so both players subtract 4 to their number. Player 2 played this card to try and make player 1's number smaller. Now player 1 has 296 and player 2 has negative 604. Player 1 has the bigger number since 296 is bigger than negative 604. The person who has the biggest number at the end of round 4 is the winner of the hand. Player 1 wins the hand since 296 is greater than negative 604. The winner of the game is the first person to win 3 hands. If you want to make things more interesting, play for only 3 rounds instead of 4, and have players reveal their cards at the same time each round. Perform the operation of the smallest card first. All credit for Greater Than goes to John Golden. To find his blog about it and the handout that goes along with it, visit the link below. Thank you for watching.